Good.
Awesome.
I can talk anywhere.
Thanks, Fran. I've got lovely Fran on today. We had technological problems and we couldn't quite work it out directly to Facebook, the two of us oldies. But we've managed to record on Zoom, which we know how to do. So that's really good. And welcome to Fran Griffen today, who she probably doesn't really know, but she's totally inspired me by watching her online, in the online space, in the business that we are both a part of. We haven't ever met face to face. We have only met
No.
through the screen. And we're actually having a conversation today for the first time because I invited Fran to come and share her story because it really inspired me as to how someone can go from a horses and a horse farm and coaching and outdoors in a farm to an online business. So I really want to ask Fran, tell us a little bit about your story, what you were doing, what you're now doing, and why you changed.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much, Anna. Thanks. So before coming into online work, I was just an equestrian coach. Well, not just, I was an equestrian coach. So that is people with their own horses, around horsemanship, around getting to know their horses and riding their horses. And I've been doing that for a very long time, been doing that since I was young. And so it was my whole life. And I was 56 and I was starting to think, what's next? What do I do next? Because at 56, I was still working long hours and I was also traveling quite a bit, traveling to other people with their horses and traveling to do weekend clinics. And I really wanted to slow down. I really wanted to just take a break and start to wind that business back. But I suddenly realized I can't. And the reason I can't is because it was supporting us. And my husband was also working, but he was in the same boat. He was in a job that was very physical, long hours, and he was saying the same thing. So we're
Yeah.
both sort of in our mid-50s saying the same thing. What's next for us? Because we really don't want to do this till we're 70 and we don't have a
I hear
great
you.
plan.
Yes.
So that's where I was. I was just in that place of really not knowing what the next steps were, but knowing I had to make a change, because if I just put my head in the sand and just kept going, there was going to be burnout. There was going to be time when I had to cut down, for both of us, really. And that would have been crisis time for us if we didn't prepare.
Yeah.
And online fell into my lap, which was also quite funny because Anna and I have just been trying to get on live and trying to do some things, and we both, struggled a little bit with a few little glitches. So online has not been something that I was good at, or
Or thought
technology.
about, probably.
Yeah. So it was funny that I even looked at something online, but I tell you what it did. It ticked a lot of boxes for what I needed. It ticked the boxes for part-time. It
Yeah.
ticked the boxes for a good income stream that I could build, and I could do it myself. I wasn't reliant on other people. I could actually take control and drive my own future. It ticked the boxes of growing wealth into our later years rather than just trying to live on what we had, because that would have meant living on what we had, tiny bit of super, and it would have meant a pension. And
Yeah.
there's no way we could live our life the way we wanted to live our life on a government pension. And
Yeah.
it probably would have meant losing our home on acreage that we have, because even to get a pension, you can't have assets. And that's all we had. We had assets, but no money, because there wasn't enough money. We were always using the money up. There was only enough to keep us going. There
Yeah.
wasn't surplus. So that's where I was. That's where I was when I
Yeah, I
got
hear
online.
you. I am very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Fran, tell me, you found this online business. Did you find it through an ad or did you find it through a friend?
I found it through a post of someone I knew.
Yep.
And again, I wasn't on social media much, but every now and again I'd pop on and put some pictures of my horses, or something to do with horses. And I just saw a friend who had a post talking about a new business they were doing. And I knew that she already had a successful business, but she was in the same boat that I was in. She was working her business so hard that she was doing really long hours.
Yeah.
And the business was working and it was paying, but she had no time, absolutely no time. And she was talking about stepping into a new business to create time and have enough funds. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, that's interesting. I want to know what you're doing. And
Yeah.
that's how that first initial connection came. I said, what are you doing? Because I need something like that too.
Exactly, exactly. You're so smart to think about it before it gets too late, which is what I'm been really recognizing in myself as well. That's why I'm in the space too. So that's why I related to you so well. And I wanted to know also, so when you did take that chance and you said yes to this business, how has it actually changed your life? How long have you been doing this again?
5 years now.
5 years.
About five and a half,
Yeah.
5.5 years now. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, what
Yes,
sort of
well,
changes and what did you come up against? And, you know, because as you said,
yeah,
you weren't that
yeah.
tech savvy.
Yes. Well, first thing is, what I came up against was just fear of doing something new. I'd been doing the same thing for a very long time, and you get very comfortable in what you do. And I was good at what I did and had all my clientele in what I did.
Yeah.
But stepping into something brand new and having to start from ground zero, field that I didn't know anything about, with technology that I didn't know anything about. So there was a lot of fear, but there was also a lot of excitement in that I could see that I could tick the boxes that I needed to tick. I could see that other people were doing it, and I just said to myself, if other people can do this, and there's an educational pathway that I could see, they had strong education,
Yeah.
that I could learn it. So I
Yeah.
gave myself the grace to learn it. I just said to
Yeah.
myself, you're under no pressure to be a raging success tomorrow.
Mm.
Just put your head down and your bum up and learn it.
Brilliant. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and we've done that all our life.
Yeah.
If we've done anything in life, we've done that. You know,
Yeah.
at this age, we've studied other things and learned other things, and so I just came at it with that mindset that surely I can learn it. Surely I could learn it to get to where I want to go. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't something that took off like a raging fire. It was very much a slow burn. But then I say a slow burn, and our whole lives have changed in only 5 years.
Yeah. And that's actually
So it
not very long.
felt a little bit slow. But when I look back at my other career of 30 odd years, it was much the same for it was slow in the beginning too, and it did grow, but then it was much the same for 20 years. It didn't
Yeah.
have
It
not
stayed
much
at a
growth, and
certain
it
level.
certainly wasn't really changing our lives. So what's
Yeah.
happened
Yeah. Tell us
is
what's happened.
we've both been able to retire from
Yeah.
our other businesses. So my husband's been able to retire.
Five
I've been
years. It's pretty
in
wild.
5 years, yeah,
Yeah.
completely retire. This last financial year, we've made the most money we've made in our lives ever,
Wow. Wow. That's
in a
awesome.
part-time online, technical
Space.
business that I thought I couldn't do.
And I all
So
applauds to you. I'm so inspired by you, Fran, because yeah, sometimes the technology can be a little overwhelming, but you have created, as you say, a thriving business online through advertising. Have you done mostly through advertising or talking to people as well? And also, I wanted to
yeah,
ask,
I've done it all. Yeah, I've done it all online. So
yep,
it's not that I've gone out particularly networking in my network. So
yep,
I've done it all online. Some of it just through what we would call organic, which is just working with social media,
yep,
doing posts and people just seeing what you're doing, just that word of mouth.
yep,
And some of it through advertising, through social
yep.
media advertising as well.
And you've worked out all of that. I think it's wonderful. I wanted to ask also, because I've got some friends who are, and I've had horses in the past as well, and they're very curious to know, do you use the water, which is the product that we endorse and we use and we sell? Do you use that with the horses? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we do. We don't use it for their drinking because the machines aren't made for that amount of water for what horses
Yeah,
drink.
the volume, yeah.
So I don't use it. I don't use it for their drinking, but I certainly use it for their medical care. So our machines do produce a pH of 2.5, which is a disinfectant type pH, and that's exceptional for horses with any cuts, grazes, particularly hoof care,
Yeah.
things like thrush and abscesses and hoof care. Yeah,
Mm,
just amazing. So
that's so awesome.
all that disinfecting and wound stuff can be done with just that 2.5. So that's
Bloody
where I
yeah.
use it the most
Yeah.
for the horses.
That's fantastic. So the products that that are in this, that are part of this business, it's a whole nother discussion. But I just wanted to bring that up today because I found that was really exciting. And it's also so that what you've been able to do with an online business is not only create an income, a successful income, is to actually utilize what the business is about and about the health and take that into your life as well, which I think is just perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So, look, thank you so much for our tech glitches and coming on today. And hopefully, I can get this to upload onto Facebook and we can share this because I think you've added so much value to me and to my audience. And thank you so much.
Thanks, Anna. Great to be
Yeah.
here.
Okay, you too, Fran. Nice to meet you. All right, I'm going to say goodbye now.